I'm Kayla. Nice to meet you. I have a lot of cats and I like to craft. So welcome to my channel. This is a different day than the footage you're going to see shortly because I didn't like my intro. We're learning to become a YouTuber. Please join me in that journey. So timeline of events are a little out of order, so that'll come later, but this video I'm going to be working on a Hexagon cardigan and showing you some of the crafts that I've worked on in the past year of learning how to crochet. So come along and join me. Again. I'm making a Hexagon cardigan for my grandmother. She's been my #1 supporter through literally everything I've done in my entire life, and it is way too hot for her to wear this anytime soon, which is the best time to start this project because if I procrastinate it, I still have time to get it done. So I've actually redone this. I made this entire skein into part of a panel, but I just didn't like it. It came out really stiff. I used the crochet hook that it recommended for this yarn. This yarn is the Lion brand. Sorry, I have all my yarn under my desk. This yarn is the Lion brand mandala yarn in ombre, the color Joy. Oh, love it. I've got 4 of these skeins, so hopefully that's enough. It's going to be an all one color one because my last hexie, I actually have it behind me. I had so many ends. There's so many ends on that thing that I'm frankly afraid to wash it because it's bound for one of them to come loose. The ones on the little pocket granny squares have already come loose and I've fixed them, so it's just, we're going to avoid that by just doing the same color in a bunch, and it's a cute little like purple gray mix, so I'm very excited to see how this works out. That's my current project. I have been working at least since the beginning of 2025, but a little bit from last year as well, to make this bucket. My goal is to make this Christmas bucket that I just take home to my family. For context, I live away from my family, about 2-3 hours away from my hometown where I grew up, so I want to just take all of the things that I make home for them and just let them go through it and pick whatever takes their fancy, I guess. So I've been making tons of different things, and I hope to make more before the end of the year, before Christmas time. But I've been making things from my first ever knitted projects, which have been beanies, which this is the most recent one I've worked up. Kind of stiff because it's really thick yarn, but that means it's gonna be extra super cozy. And I have a couple family members that are snowbirds, so they go up to colder places during the summertime because we live in the middle of the desert. And just like random things from the hordes of yarn that I've been picking up Joann's as they're passing away as I'm getting into this craft. I'm very bittersweet about that. More thoughts on that later. But I made these cute little dish scrubbies out of, it's the Lily Sugar and Cream scrub yarn. I made some in blue and some in teal because they're my favorite colors, and that was just the ones I picked out at the store. But they made 4 each for the skeins, so I have a lot of extra and I definitely don't need this many scrubbies in my own house. So these are going in the Christmas bucket. I have probably 20 different things in there, from beanies to headbands to scrunchies, and I will be showing more of those later in the video or in another video. I don't know what I'm doing. Welcome to being a YouTuber, I guess. But yeah, if any of that interests you and you want to just hang out while I show you my yarn crafts, all of my friends and family that I've been around since starting this craft are truly just over hearing about my hyperfixation. Not all of them. Some of them can hear me talk all day and don't care. But so I'm gonna tell you instead, because hopefully you are as obsessed as I am if you're here. So yeah. Okay, I just did my first time lapse. Editing Kayla is gonna have to figure that out later. I just needed to stop and show you guys this purple because, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. I love my grandmother because she knows she's getting this, by the way. She doesn't have a favorite color, or if she does, she's never figured it out for me. But anytime I show her just like really anything that I enjoy, she's just like, ooh, maybe. So I was I was in Joann's a few weeks ago, a couple months ago at this point, and I was looking at the yarn before I knew our demise of Joann's going out of business, so it was definitely a few months ago. And I was just on the phone with her on FaceTime. Well, actually, I don't even think I was on FaceTime because it's my grandma, I love her, but she's not the most tech savvy. So I think I was just on the phone and I was sending her pictures of everything because she loves making things like wreaths and like floral things, but she used to craft like this, and she's really been interested in all of the things that I've been doing because, you know, I'm getting into a hobby she used to be into, and I showed her these mandala cakes on the shelf, and there was a whole bunch of different colors to pick from, and she was like, ooh, that gray one though, because she loves her neutrals, but she also just, I know, she just loves a little pop of color, and I love that about her. So I think that's kind of where I get it from, along with my mom being like complete rainbow fanatic. So lots of color. This neutral gray though is just like, I don't know, it's just so good, and I'm so excited to get into some of these lighter colors as well. But yeah, I had to talk about it because I love this yarn. I've never worked with the mandalas before. Actually, I think that's a lie. I think I had one other one, but it was like a sparkly one, and I made a bag out of it, and that was long before I realized what the type of yarns kind of did to your stitches, and it stretches out like super, super far. I'll show it to you either here or in a later video, and it's just like, it just stretches. But I keep all my scrunchies in it now, and I take it around. I take that bag with me to the dentist office and to like my vet techs, and I just take it around because it has so many scrunchies in it. And yes, I want to keep some scrunchies for the like Christmas bucket, but scrunchies was kind of where I started because they're very, well, it was where I started with like wearables, I guess, because I was doing amigurumi first. I started with my own yarn, but with a Woobles kit like download because my mom had gotten the little dinosaur Woobles kit, so I just took the card with all the instruction videos. Hi, mouse. Okay, thank you. Very helpful. I took the card with the little instruction video out of her kit, and I just used my own yarn. If I have a picture of my little dinosaur that I made, it's here. I made it out of Bernat blanket yarn. Again, this was when I was still learning. I had no idea what I was doing with yarn sizes or hook sizes. I was going by the seat of my pants for sure. I know a lot more now about the different types of yarn. So this is an acrylic, whereas when you're making those mesh bags, you want to use something like Lily's Sugar and Cream because it's a cotton yarn, and so it's stiffer and it holds your things together more. I actually have made quite a few market bags. That's another thing that I got really obsessed with, and I have a ton of for the Christmas bucket. I've given a few away also because I have friends that I never see, so when I see them, I'm like, do you want anything? I love you, and I want to make sure I give the things that I'm creating to the people that I love the most. I don't know, it's just, gift giving is one of my love languages, so as long as I know that those like things will be taken care of by the people that I give them to, I have no concern giving it away for free, because it's just like, I feel like if I tried to sell these, I'd get so discouraged because it will become like a real job. This might change in the future. This is my mindset right now, especially with like the whole Christmas bucket thing. I just feel like I don't want to monetize it yet. I feel like that's like taking it away from me and taking the whole reasons like that I got into this hobby for. I got into it because I have a really stressful job. It's a very high-paced environment. We're always developing new things, which is awesome, and I love being involved and learning new things every single day. But then we get into these grooves of we just have to get the product out the door. We just have to, like, we have overtime. We have to just sit and code for hours on end. And my boyfriend loves video gaming, and I love video gaming too, but the idea of working all day on a computer and then coming back home and working on a computer again just wasn't in the cards for me. So I had to think of something. I used to be a painter. I did tons of paintings. Right now I of course have none of them available to show you. If I end up putting any pictures in, go Kayla, because editing she's learning too, okay? So I have a bunch of paintings that I've done in the past. I've done drawing, I've done so many extracurriculars in high school and a few in college, and none of them stuck, you know? None of them, like, they're very community-based ones where, like, you kind of have to have people to do things with, and I moved towards my job because, you know, it pays the bills. I have to be close to it, which kind of put me at a position where I was away from a lot of my friends. My college was in more of the central to the state. I kind of moved a little farther over. And a lot of my family are actually from a state away. So it's been a struggle. There's a reason we're moving to a new apartment, by the way, if you can hear that. It's been a struggle, and I just needed something for my mental health that increased my patience with myself, because I was getting really easily frustrated at work when I got to something that I just didn't know yet, or something that I still had room to improve on, and I was just really getting hard on myself about not immediately knowing how to do something. And so I went into crochet knowing that I was not gonna know what I was doing right away. It was something I'd never done before. It was something I'd never done even anything close to before. My mother and grandmother have both touched it but never maintained it. They were like, I'm pretty sure my mom crocheted either around the time I was born or shortly before or after. I was much too young to remember her trying to teach me to do it if she ever did, and I know my grandma hasn't touched any yarn arts. I have no idea how long. She's a very young woman, okay? She didn't pay me to say that. But I just know that nobody in my family have really picked this up and like maintained it. I know my mom did like some crochet beanies and things for like charity. She donated a bunch of beanies for like cancer programs in our community, and none of them had the love that I have found for this. And I've actually had a lot of my friends come to me and say that they've tried to do crochet or they've tried to learn how to knit, and it's just not for them. And then they never try it again. And I have to say I had a very similar experience. I sat down in the thick of like editor Kayla here. I yapped for like another 25 minutes and I really said nothing, but I was trying to say my first experience with crochet was also annoying and frustrating, and I almost quit, and I put it down for like 3 months and circled back to it and tried again because I knew I needed to improve my patience. Okay, bye. Hey guys, different day, same project. I was a little bit sick today, so I slept a long time. It's like 5 p.m. I'm just now getting up and like starting my day. Happens, I guess. Same day, or same project, different day. I said that already, my bad. So I continued working on that cardigan I started, and she's going well. My little end I need to weave in down here, but She's like toddler size now. And look at the colors. I'm obsessed. I stopped talking to you guys last night because I actually ended up calling my grandma. Well, I think she called me. But when we start talking, we talk for hours. So this is what I accomplished while on the phone with her. So good progress. I'm gonna keep going with that. I'm just gonna include some sped up video of me doing this, and editor Kayla will do with that what she will. Hey again. I just wanted to show you my very first crochet craft that I had ever made, because I kept all of them because I knew they were really bad, but I knew that I really wanted to see them next to something that I had made way later. So this is actually the first ever attempt I made at crocheting. It's way too small, but it was my first gauge, and I was trying to figure out, I don't even know. I think I'm not even sure what stitch this is because they're just done so poorly. It looks like it might be single crochets, but gotta say I had a breakdown very, very early on in my crochet journey, not knowing how to see the V's that every tutorial ever says to look for, which I can now, but she was struggling. But I pushed through and I ignored my gauge, which is the thing that you're not supposed to do, and I made a little heart, and I was so proud of this heart. Like, she's not great. I made a second one because I was like, oh, look how cute the first one came out. We definitely need a second one. And then I was like, oh, it's kind of like a keychain, so I tied them together, and every keychain needs like a bigger piece. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a jellyfish. She's a jellyfish, I guess. But yeah, this was the first project that I had ever done, and I kind of just hung her in my bedroom, and we've gotten better, okay? We've gotten better. I believe me, I have to say, like, this is the first project I've seen in my room close enough to grab. This holds all of my stuffing for my amigurumi, and I'd say the face is a little questionable, and she's a little old, so don't look at her too hard, okay? She's nervous to be on camera. But she was supposed to be a ghost bag, but then I didn't have enough white, so now she's a strawberry milk bag. She's cute, okay? Tell her she's cute, because she's cute. You're cute. And I'd argue a little better than this. Where you can see my stitches, they're very, very much better than this. But if there was never this wouldn't exist. So she's important, okay? She's important, and don't give up if your crochet looks like this, because you get better if you keep going. That's all. Okay, we're back. It's a different day again, but crochet takes a long time. So I wanted to give an update on what I have so far. We have a whole half. The sleeve looks really long. I think I might not put a cuff on it because I kind of really love it. I just did a row of single crochet around the edge just to like kind of see if I want to finish it off. But the problem is this is 2 skeins, like this whole half starting from here, and then somewhere, honestly somewhere in the like edge of this I tied on a second skein. So I only bought 4 skeins for this project, mostly because they were like the cake size skeins, so I thought I was gonna have enough. But now I'm a little concerned that I might not have enough. But I'd say the least important part of it to not have in its original color, these are the size skeins I'm using, by the way, so I guess I need 5 of these if I want to do the normal cuff cardigan that I initially anticipated doing. But I can do one of 2 things. I can either not do cuffs, especially because like I made the sleeve just a little longer, or I can like frog some of this. This is like how much I have cut off, and then on the other end I have like just a little bit. I'm gonna pull it all up here. Yeah, it's like that's all I had left of the 2 skeins completing this entire side. And then, sorry, my cat is attacking my chair right now. Thank you, Mouse. Thank you. He's involved. I added a couple skeins, my gosh, a couple rows to the back because you kind of have to leave room for your neck. But something that I didn't like on my purple and blue cardigan was it doesn't come forward enough either. So I added a couple rows to the back. I'm not sure if I added enough. I'm sure it'll be enough for my grandmother. I don't know if it'll be enough like if I wanted to steal this later and wear it. But I don't have any more of this yarn to add more rows to the back unless I frog the sleeve, and I'm not sure that like the couple rows that I can frog from right here are really gonna help me on this side. So we'll see if that's enough. But I added two rows to the front, 3 or 4, looks like I added 4 to the back, and then like 2 to the bottom. How I did was I kind of just like went around and then came back, and then I just did 2 extra on just the back instead of the front because I was really worried about running out of, I was playing yarn chicken, and I even tried to make what I had left into one more row, and it only got about 2/3 into the back and like ended right here, and I'm just like, might as well frog that. So I finished this guy, well, as finished as we are right now, and then I started the second one. So this is the beginning of the first skein. I have like half of it left, a little less than half. So I'm just gonna work it up to the same size as this, and then I might actually call my grandma and see if she wants cuff sleeves or leave it open. And then if she wants cuffed, I'm thinking I might take 2 or 3 rows off of this. And then I have a lot of leftover black and white from my last cardigan. Editor Kaylee here. She didn't like the black or the white. She didn't want cuffs. And now she wants me to go find a gray. So we get to go to Joann's. But I had to leave this clip in because I have a really cute cat. So enjoy. I might just send a call out to my grandma and see if she has a preference of black and white. And if she doesn't, I think white looks better. My gosh, my cats are chaotic over here. Let me pull Lily into frame. She's still wearing the cone of shame. She has another day or 2 on this, but she's looking way better. And she's way more active. She's so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. But yeah, so that's where we're at. I have probably a couple days more on this. I only really work on it after work and on weekends. And the weekend's over, it's a Monday, so it's just after work, and Raven gets off at 8 p.m. so I have to go pick him up from work, so I only get like a couple hours to work on this, so I guess that's what I'm gonna do. Thank you, Lily, for transitioning to the next clip. So I'm going to keep working on this, but I might not film all of it. We're going to check back in later. But I did want to say that I know this is my very first video, but I already have so many ideas for all of my next videos that I have a running list of just what I want to do. I have some pretty cool, like, I wouldn't say out of the ordinary for like a crafter. Like, I want to make some crochet flowers. I've never made crochet flowers. And I have these two beautiful vases that I've been keeping Lego flowers in, but I have cats and the Lego flowers are kind of a mess because they love to wreck them, and there's just pieces of Lego hanging out in all of the little crevices of my house, which I'm so excited to find when I move out. So I really want to make some I want to make some crochet flowers for those to replace the Lego flowers to where they're not as messy, and I still can utilize those vases because they're super pretty. And I also have a coworker who just actually asked me today to make them some beaded feather sheaths. I've never heard of them, and I've never made them myself, but I just ordered some beads because they're pretty inexpensive. And I think I want to film a video of me just trying to figure out how to do that. Because it just sounds like fun, and it sounds like something I've never done before, and something that is even more like detail oriented than crochet is. Which is, I mean, I'd argue it's pretty detail oriented. So I'm very excited for that. So keep an eye out for those videos because I definitely want to get them done. I want to do all of the little things that I've been thinking about, but like bring you guys along for the journey just to keep me accountable. It's really worked with this thing because I feel like if I were to, I've started this exact project with this exact yarn already once before, and I put it down and it sat in a box for like the last 3 or 4 months. So I really want to have like a reason to maintain my level of motivation for a project, and I feel like if I am recording it, like it puts it in my head that I have to get it done and I have to like complete the full project for the video, which that may not happen for every video, but for this one I'm really excited to finish this and I really want to see it done. But I'm very excited to get it at least to a place that I like it feels done, even if I have to do alterations or something for her later. So I will probably be talking to her later today and figuring out just kind of what she wants. She's a very much go with the flow type grandma where she's just like, whatever you make, I'm sure I'll love. So I'm sure when she sees this, she's gonna be like, you talk about me too much. But you know, you gotta love our grandmas. But yeah, so I'm just gonna keep working on this. I will check back in when I have a lot more progress, probably when I get to closer to when I need to connect the back panels. And we have another cat for the transition. Thank you, Flower. she's complete? Question mark? Not really. But look at her. She's so nice. I stitched her up the back. I just mirrored the same thing I did on the other side, so the sleeves are nice and long, and then I have them safety pinned to where I can actually easily frog this, because I wasn't sure if I liked how long the sleeves came out, but now seeing them on, I kind of love them. I'm just a little worried they're going to be a little too long for my grandmother, so this might be a project that we have to finish when I see her, and she does live over 2.5 hours away, so we don't have plans to see each other until after I move, so this might be like a we circle back to this. But I did a Joann's haul today. I know I probably shouldn't have, and I'll probably go through what I bought in another video, but one of the things that I got, which of course is probably going to be in the bottom of this bag, so we can just set it. Okay. So I got, it's Lion brand just like this, but I couldn't find, obviously Joann's is going out of business, so the stock is random from store to store. I went to a couple stores because I needed storage containers, which I have a whole bunch of now because we're moving, and I have a yarn stash that I need to make sure is properly boxed over and moved accordingly. So I bought this Lion brand Heartland yarn. I had 2 different colors of gray in my basket, but I went and asked the cashier, like, in your opinion, which one matches? Like, I brought it with me, and she was like, you know, this one feels like it would make it, like, more complete, whereas I had, like, a lighter gray that was just too close to what I already had. And I think I kind of agree with her, because it kind of goes with these, like, darker purple tones and really ties them in, but it's, like, variegated like this yarn, or like the same one as the mandala. So I think this is the winner. I just don't know. I want to do probably 2 or 3 rows of single crochet. I just also feel like it needs to be just a little bit longer. So I don't know if I want to do ribbing, and I also don't know if I have enough to do ribbing. So I think I want to do 2 or 3 rows of single crochet around the body, and then the ribbing at the bottom, and just see if I can do that. And then I think the sleeves are kind of done. I already did a row of single crochet with the color that I left off on, so it has a really nice edge, and you can kind of see it like draws it in a little bit at the bottom. So I might just weave in these ends or leave them there in case like my grandma needs alterations later. I don't know yet, but this might be pretty close to the end of the video because I do want to get her opinion on this, and she kind of wants to see it in person just to make sure it's something that she likes, because she doesn't want to go too dark. So I think this is the video. Like, it turned out super cute. I finished way more of it than I would have if I wasn't recording this. And I'm also just really excited to show you my Joann's haul, so I want to start recording that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Join me in the next one. I'm going to be showing my Joann's haul, and I bought some yarn I'm very excited about. So I have a couple projects in mind with the yarn that I bought, and I have a whole bunch of other yarn that I need to go through. So I'm thinking in the next video we'll probably do some smaller projects and maybe a couple of them. So that's the goal. Maybe we'll do a big one again. I don't know yet. I haven't filmed it. So I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and follow for more.